Hey, it's Allie. I want to talk to you today about a book. This is not a traditional business book that I want to speak to you about. The Places That Scare You by Pema Chödrön. She's a Buddhist nun. I've read a couple of her books. This one I picked up when I was going through my divorce because I was experiencing so much fear and I wanted to understand it after decades of having therapists saying to me, you just need to sit in it, Allie. The pain, the fear, sit in it, feel it. And I would be like, no, thank you, and run for the next distraction, the next relationship, the next job, the next project, anything to not sit in it. And she describes this so well in the book. She says, we are born with a craving for resolution and security that governs our thoughts, our words, our actions. We are like people in a boat that is falling apart trying to hold on to the water. That was totally me. And then she says, in another place, we can try to control the uncontrollable by looking for security and predictability, always hoping to be comfortable and safe. But the truth is that we can never avoid uncertainty. This not knowing is part of the adventure, and it's also what makes us afraid. In the book, she talks about so many meditative practices, contemplative practices for how we sit with the fear. Primarily, however, her message is about how we have to face our fear, and that takes courage to do that, to sit with it. But when fear for security, for predictability, for things that we can't control are driving us, we make terrible choices because the fear is driving the choices. In the course that I teach on Personalize, I help you name your fears, look at them, think about where they came from, have the courage to face them, get some wisdom from them, but ultimately to let your drivers be your positive emotional attractors, your purpose, your values, the things that give you energy, the things that you love, rather than the fears. The fears don't go away. We just have to change our relationship with them and give up this idea that we can control them. The other thing I notice with the women that I coach, and she talks about this in the book, she says, we get security from defining ourselves as worthless or worthy, as superior or inferior. She says, we waste our time exaggerating or romanticizing or belittling ourselves. And in the course, we do lots of that work about how are we defining ourselves? What are we holding on to? Why are we doing that? And in many cases, it's about how we keep fear at bay. So ultimately, we need to change our relationship with our fear, name it, know it, sit in it, and let go of that need for security and control, because ultimately, there's not much that we can control anyway. Anyway, Pema Chödrön, wonderful, deep book with a lot of words of wisdom about how to sit with fear and how important that is to let go of so that we can live our best lives. Anyway, check it out.